Hi, this is kind of just an intro lesson to writing prompt analysis. So what you should have is this paper that says writing prompt, choose one. It says practice at the top. This is the paper you need. If you are doing this lesson with me in this video, then you need to do what I do. If I write it, you write it. And then show a teacher and you get credit. But if you're doing it the live version, if I write it, you write it. So this is kind of practice showing you how to analyze a prompt and how to do a brainstorm and create a thesis statement. So the goal with this is to be able to analyze it, brainstorm, create a thesis statement. Be ready to write. I'm going to kind of be looking at the paper, so follow along on your paper. First of all, I will know you are following along when you do this. This is a thing you need to keep. So literally write keep. Don't turn this in for a grade, you keep this. What we're going to do is try to think through this prompt right here, and we're going to use this same prompt for the next few weeks to work through a bunch of different things. So this is your practice prompt. The first thing you want to do is read it 2 times. Minimum. If you're confused, read it more, but at least read it twice, because these are kind of complicated sometimes. At least read it twice. Where is one place in the world that you would like to visit? Explain why you would want to visit this place and what you would want to do or see once you arrive. Include specific details and examples in your response. Okay, so maybe a place I want to visit. Where is one place in the world you would like to visit? I'm going to circle one place. Explain why you would want to visit this place and what you would do or see once you arrive. Include specific details and examples in your response. So explain why and what you would want to do or see. Okay, so our main topic. A topic is going to be what everyone writes about. Not just you, but what everyone writes about. And if you read back through this prompt, it looks to me like everyone is supposed to pick a place to visit. How many places? And it says 1. So, one place to visit. That's the topic. The type of writing for expository and persuasive, I'll explain what those mean. Descriptive means you're kind of creating an image. Narrative means you're telling a story. These are not going to be ones that you have on your SOL test in 8th grade because that was like a 5th grade thing. But this means to kind of create a visual image with words, not draw a picture. And this means to tell a story. If I do it, you do it. So cross these out, but just write what they mean. Expository means to expose, like to tell. So you're telling how or why, you're explaining. Expository, explain. Expository, explain. Persuasive, you're going to try to convince. You're going to argue, not like fight, but like prove your point, give your opinion, argue, or persuade. So, what type of writing do we have? And it says, explain why. Explain why. I'm going to put a P for purpose. Explain why, so that would be expository. For audience, you need to think about who potentially you're addressing. Not like a teacher, but like who are you explaining this to? Who are you persuading? And then write for that audience. Your audience could be a general audience or specific. If it's specific, you want to say who. Like if it said convince your principal, that's pretty specific. You want to think about who and things that would convince a principal, not kids. One of the prompts may say, what is a lesson you would teach elementary school students? And then like think about a lesson elementary school students would need. Probably not how to fill out a college application. If you don't know, it's just kind of general. So you're going to think adults or peers, just kind of general. This doesn't say. It says, where's one place? Explain why you would want to visit this place and what you would want to do. So we're just going to have a general audience for this. Your tone and word choice means your attitude. Are you going to go with a positive or a negative attitude overall? And if you're talking about the best place to visit, you probably want to make it sound pretty good. Your word choice would either be formal or casual. Hint, it's always formal because you want to use not slang. You want to make sure you have it well written and be eloquent and think it through. So we're going to write formally with a positive word choice to just kind of a general audience. Hints in the prompt are things that I would just point out to you that you circled. It says why and what you would do. That's a pretty good hint. So it's not just the why, but what would you do there? And those are things to think about when you brainstorm. Do you want an easier way to do this? Here's the easier way. And it's not better or worse, but on SOL Test A, you don't get this piece of paper. No one gets this piece of paper. What you get is a prompt, and it'll pop up on your screen, and the rest is up to you. So my suggestion to you, and from now on, if you want to do this instead of fill out this whole paper, I will absolutely accept that if it's right. I want you to write T-A-P. For each prompt that we do, if you can figure out the T, the A, and the P, you'll be on the right track. T is your topic. A is the audience, like who you're supposed to be writing for. And P is your purpose, what type of writing. You could literally just do this, and I'm totally fine with that as long as you've thought it through. So what I'm going to do is go down here, and let's think about the TAP for this prompt. Our topic is one place I would like to visit. That's what everyone is writing about. Not a specific place yet. That's what you would write about. Everybody writes about one place. That's your topic. Your audience is just a general, positive, formal audience. Your purpose, it's that expository, is to explain. And that's good. So once you have this, and from now on, if you just want to do this on the bottom, or anywhere, I don't care, and show me, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so when you're ready, step 2. Now what? We got this. We know we're going to be formal. We're going to explain a place we like to visit. This is where I need you to kind of stick with me. Flip it over. This says brainstorm. If you were just brainstorming, you might have to do 2. So we're going to split this. Your first brainstorm might literally be to just think about a place you want to visit. And maybe you have lots of ideas of places. Okay, what are some places you might want to visit? Disney World. Lynchburg. There's no wrong answer. Literally no wrong answer. You're just thinking. Hawaii. I would put a place you've already been because you might know a lot about it to write about. Place you want to visit. Let's see. The moon. What about Paris? Okay, so I have some ideas. How many places do I get to pick? According to my prompt, how many places do I get to pick? 1. So I can't pick all 3. I got to pick 1. It said a place in the world, so I can't pick moon. I think that I was there when I was like 8, so I don't know if I could write about this. Lynchburg I could write about. I've been there. I could lie. Call it creative writing. Hawaii, I don't really know a lot about. Seems cool. Paris, I've been there. I could tell you a lot about it. So, I'm going to pick Paris. The place I would like to visit is, and then pick whatever place you want to pick. I'm going to say Paris. Now here's a tip. I have already been to Paris, so I know a lot about it and I could write about it. If you pick a place like Hawaii and you have never been there and you know nothing about it, it's going to be really hard to write about it. So you could just pick a place you've already been to and write it as if you have not, and that's fine. This is our topic sentence. We have a topic. This is our topic sentence. Our goal is to get to a thesis statement, which is our topic plus our reasons or our categories. So now we need some categories. Here's your second brainstorm. Now that I've decided, I'm going to write about Paris. I need to now dump out everything I could think about why I want to go to Paris, why I want to go, and what I want to do. So bear with me. When I was in Paris, I ate this weird food. I ate snails. Kind of cool. I also ate at an Indian restaurant. Believe it or not. You could go to the Eiffel Tower. Go ice skating on the Eiffel Tower. That's a thing. You could go to museums. There's the, who's that guy? The Van Gogh and the Monet paintings are there. The Mona Lisa is there. There's a castle, Versailles. And let me just pause right here and say, you don't have to write all of these, but you need to follow along with the process. You pick your topic, and then you brainstorm about that topic. Oh, what else? I really liked hearing people's language. You could go shopping. It's not my thing, but people do it. All these things. When you feel like you have enough things to actually say, then you need to categorize them. My suggestion is come up with a little key. You can't color code really on a SOL test. You only get one color, so you could do it like this, or you could color code now. So let's look for things that go together. Van Gogh and Monet seem to kind of go with museums. Mona Lisa goes with museums. So I might make this category museums. Eiffel Tower, the castle, Versailles, ice skating on the Eiffel Tower kind of goes together. So the second category, what did these have in common? And to me, they seem to be historic or historical places. So we have museums, historical places. Ooh, there's also a river. That was pretty cool. You can always add stuff to your brainstorm. And then I seem to have several about food. So maybe I just make one category, food. So if I have 3 categories based on my brainstorm, I'm now ready to create a thesis statement. If you can only come up with 2 good categories, 2 big categories, that's fine. If you have 4, that gets a little much, because each one of these categories should be big enough for a paragraph. Like 8 to 10 sentences, paragraph. Each one of these needs to be broad enough for a paragraph. Could I write 8 to 10 sentences about food? Maybe. Could I write 8 to 10 sentences about ice skating at the Eiffel Tower? I doubt it. But I could include that as a detail in the Eiffel Tower in my historical places. Your topic plus your categories is your thesis. My topic was the place I would like to visit is Paris, France, because that's the country, because of its museums, historical places, and food. Period. This would be a sentence that would go at the end of your introduction. We'll get to that next week. But this is a thesis. A thesis sums up your whole essay. It sums up your whole essay in one sentence. Every single thing in my essay would relate to a museum, a historical place, or food. I couldn't say, oh, and then there's this thing with the water, and there's a cool river, and I had a great hair day that day. You got to keep it related to these three things. That's a thesis. Thesis is your topic, what you're writing about, plus your reasons or your categories from your brainstorm. This is doable. You can do this. We're going to do it every week. So if you get stuck, ask for help. If you have this, all this down, you get credit for this lesson, and now you're going to actually apply that to a new prompt. The new prompt, you're going to pick one of these three. It says week 2. You pick this one, or this one, and actually do what we just did. You could do the TAP or fill out this whole paper. You brainstorm twice if needed. You come up with a thesis. So this one was practice. This one's the grade. You can do this.